Hello RC fans. This video is a part of the series that I'm actually doing for IRCRA to help RC beginners. Today I'm going to be doing a video on some of the basic tools that is essential for proper maintenance and repairing of your RC vehicles. I'll be just going through some of the basic tools. I will not be going into the advanced tools. I might be doing a video on that at a later point of time. I cannot stress enough on the usefulness of having effective tools, proper tools to do your wrenching. It takes a lot of time and effort when you use the wrong set of tools. It also spoils some of the hexware that comes on the cars and gives you serious headaches. Now, most of the kits that actually come today would include tools like this. They call Allen keys. Okay, they're essentially enough to get the job done, but it's always better to have tools like this so that will help you to do your wrenching much better. They actually come. Some of these tools are actually well made, and they take a lot of load. They are more easier. You have better grip, while this is it's kind of very flimsy. It can break and can even spoil some of the hex screws that you may have. So just get rid of this and get a set. Invest in a set like this. It probably cost you about 1,000 rupees or more. Get in a set. It comes in 4 different sizes, primarily 4 different sizes that is required for most 1/8 scale or 1/10 scale cars. It comes in 1.5, 2, 2.5 and 3 mm sizes. Okay, so this is some of the basic hex wrenches that you need to be looking at. Okay, there are a lot of set of tools that we need to be looking at in this video, so I'll be taking them in batches. To start off with, this is one of the most used tool that in RC. It's essentially your wheel wrench. Okay, for 1/8 scale cars, you have a 17 mm hex. Okay, so this is one your wheel wrench, and the wheel wrench is usually a 4-way wrench. It's got your glow plug wrench, which is your 8 mm at this end. It's got a 7 mm for some of the nuts that you actually see, bolts and nuts that you actually see on RCs, and also a 10 mm wrench, which is essentially used for your clutch nuts. So this is one of the most popular tools that most people should have and would be using at all times. I'm not sure most of you would have seen this. This is actually called a flywheel wrench. What it essentially does, it essentially holds your flywheel when you actually want to tighten the clutch nut or while installing your clutch. So it holds your flywheel. It's called the flywheel wrench. It also on this end it also has a 17 mm hex, so this is just a replacement for this, but it's very useful here as well. This is called your nut driver. It comes in different sizes. I'm just showing you here is a 5.5 mm. It also comes in a 7 mm, 10 mm and also 8 mm. So most of the times we'd be using only a 5.5 mm. Essentially your shock nuts would be using this 5.5 mm. Some of the nuts would be using this 7 mm, so you can use a 7 mm nut driver as well. This, I'm not sure if you use this, but this is called the reamer. This is essentially for reaming holes in your bodies, in your RC bodies. So in case you need to have a cooling hole, or if you like to have a carburetor adjustment hole, you can ream very nice holes, very linear kind of holes on the body. And this is of course your popular Phillips screwdriver, flat Phillips screwdriver. You can use a star one for in case you require it, but I primarily use this for my tuning, for adjusting the carburetor screws. And this is called the HPI wrench. I mean, this has become a very popular wrench because this can be used for a lot of the nuts and nuts that actually come in HPI cars as well as other cars. So it's got a 7 mm. It's also got a 5.5 mm and other nut drivers as well. Okay, here we have another set of tools. This is called your curved scissors. Okay, it's very useful for cutting and trimming your RC bodies. So most of the RTR cars comes with a pre-cut body, but in case you're getting some additional bodies and you want to cut them, this is very useful for cutting it. It's also useful for creating some holes in the RC bodies as well. This large fancy tool is called the flywheel puller. So the flywheel, when it's attached to the crankshaft, it's very tightly attached. So in order to pull out the flywheel without any damage to the flywheel, you can use this. I'll be showing you different videos on how to use some of the advanced tools. Okay, this tool, I'm not sure most of you would have seen this. This is called the clutch install and removal tool. It's a very useful tool. It saves you a lot of time. It saves your clutch springs as well as your clutch shoes. It's only about $5 to $6, and it is I cannot stress how useful it is. It's a lifesaver. This again is a very useful tool. If you can see it in the video, it's got a curved tip. It's called your spring tool. This is very effective for installing and removing your engine, your exhaust springs, or any other springs that you may have on RCs. But this is extremely useful, and do not use a nose plier for your springs. You will end up spoiling them. Get one of this. It's about $2 or $3. Just get one of them. You can even get the cheap ones on Hobby King. It's extremely useful, and do not use your nose plier for the springs. Here you have, it's called the X-Acto knife. It's a very sharp knife with a very good edge, and it's got a nice handle. It's essentially for cutting or your bodies, or if you want to make any openings in the bodies, you can use that. It's called the X-Acto knife. It's used by a lot of aero modelers, but in cars also we have a lot of use for this. And of course your good old cutting plier. So in order to hold your shock shaft or anything like that, I've seen some good pliers which has got rubber embedded here. I think it's the one from Tamiya, which will be useful for holding your shock shaft while you're working on them. So have one of this. It's quite useful. But when you're using this for a shock shaft, see that you put in some maybe a paper towel or a cloth here, so that you don't end up scratching the shock shaft. Okay, the final set of tools that I normally use, small but significant tools, I would say. A nice Bristol brush. I mean, it's kind of effective to take out all the dust and muck that is actually built up on your cars. It's very essential that you clean your cars after each run. Okay, there could be salty material or anything that water, it can all stick to your car. So just see that you clean them. Get a nice hard Bristol one. This is pretty hard, so it's easy for cleaning it out. You can also use a paintbrush, but I use this so I can reach out to all smaller areas. Okay, this is very essential. This is your heat gun, or you call it the temperature gun, whatever it is. This is a very nice tool. You just put it on top of your glow plug, and it'll give you a temperature reading. This can be used for your temping your motor as well. Okay, motor or ESC. It's very useful. It more or less gives quite accurate readings. This is a small tool to essentially see your voltage in your receiver packs. It's something that I just made my own on my own. I mean, it just attaches to your receiver pack, and it shows your reading. Currently the reading shows 6.24. So before you run your cars, check your receiver pack, otherwise you would have some expensive runaways which will cause a lot of damage. So please check your receiver pack voltages before you run. This is actually not an RC tool. I mean, this is more like a plumber's tool, but this is quite useful for holding down your flywheel in case of nitro engines, holding down your flywheel while you're tightening down the clutch bell nut. See that you always use some cloth or perhaps some sort of a paper towel when you hold the wrench. You hold the flywheel with this. Otherwise, you will end up damaging the flywheel. So use some paper or perhaps some cloth. It's very effective because you do not want the flywheel to turn while you're tightening the clutch bell nut. So you can use this for that purpose as well. So we've come to the end of this video, which is kind of talking about the basic tools that we require in RC. Thanks for watching this video. Please look out for more videos from IRCRA.